Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. It's Premier League, it's week 18. That means we've had 17 weeks of being absolutely smashed all over the place. Listen, we look at the games and we think to ourselves, yeah, that looks obvious. Let's go completely the opposite direction because it has been an absolute minefield. We've had a week off because of the FA Cup. And then last week, Southampton go and beat Liverpool 1-0. Liverpool don't have a penalty. Honestly, anything that could go wrong goes wrong. I had -2 yesterday with Man City. 93rd minute penalty. Go on then, Sterling. Just try and hit the back row of the stand and forget about the goal and you lose. Or Tottenham. Both teams to score. No one's having that. No one's having the 1-1 draw. Okay, so listen, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. Ring the bell means we'll notify you and you'll never miss any content again. Also, if you press the link in the description, that'll take you over to the articles. Go over there. I encourage you to go over there and read what Tan or Martin or Alex have wrote. They put parlays over there that normally come in, which is great. And also, they do individual bets as well. Now, my computer's been a little bit slow, but remember, you're our third guest. I need the input. We need the input. I've got Martin and Matt. We'll have a look at the records in a while. But first of all, Martin, how has your Premier League been recently?
Yeah, not bad, thanks, Flash. I think it was a bit up and down over the Christmas period, but I believe I went 4-1 last weekend, so that clawed things back a little bit, and hopefully we can start building up a bit of momentum going into the new year. There's quite a lot of games I like the look of this coming weekend, so
you've got 7, haven't you? 7 selections.
I do have 7 selections, but I've just seen that they've called off the Aston Villa versus Everton game due to coronavirus. So that'll bring me down to 6.
Okay, I mean, that was going to be my absolute banker. That's my collab play as well. I mean, I went last week, they were telling me that the Browns in the NFL, they're COVID up. And they came out and absolutely smashed them. So I went the same way. I went with Villa. At plus 300, they were plus 200 in the midweek, went to plus 300. I jumped all over it. I think they're really strong, and I will be following them over the next few weeks. Matt, Premier League, it's kicked you as hard as it's kicked me.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a tricky year, as we know. I mean, there's been a lot of inconsistency out there in the market, but you know, I had a couple winners in the midweek. I know it wasn't for the show, but you know, that's just kind of the way that it seems to go. But City win to 0, and I had both teams to score no in Burnley. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, well, I think that we can push here towards the final leg of the stretch here, the stretch run. And, you know, I think that we've given out a lot of good leans and whatnot as well. So I'm really excited to break down this card with you guys as always. Liverpool United is going to be fantastic. So it should be fun.
Yeah, there's plenty really, really interesting games with plenty of value. Now, I'm not going to make any apologies. From now on, I'm going value, capital V, because I keep smashing the Serie A, I keep smashing the Bundesliga. And then what I do is I pass it over to the Premier League, and it just takes it all the time. I'm still up. It's unbelievable. But look at this record. I cannot believe it's probably the worst I've been in over 6 or 7 years. Please, Fab, put this record up, but be quick, all right? Martin, 3.93. That was 8. That was -8. Well done, Martin. Matt, 15. He's chasing me. You know, the idea is to get low, Matt. Well, plus. Look at me, 18.7. Unbelievable. Lost 10 units in the last 6 weeks. Team Parlay, he's just wiping his mouth. But look at that total. -38.02. And can you believe I'm -18.7, but still up over the 4 leagues. That's just crazy that I've given them all the profits that have been made. Right, let's kick straight on then. We're going to come to you first, Matt, because you love this team. It's the Black Country Derby. It's a trap. It's Wolves -200, draw +320, and West Brom at +760. Can't have West Brom, but can you have Wolves other than maybe draw half-time?
Not really here. I have no interest in laying -200 with Wolves here. It looks like it's trickled down a little bit. It's now in the -180 range, current market price. I thought something that was interesting, at least here, was both teams to score has landed in 6 of 7 of Wolves' matches. They're not as solid defensively as what they have been over the last season or 2. So maybe West Brom can fancy their chances here on the break. it's just really nothing here for me to pull the trigger. But I thought that was an interesting stat, and maybe if you were going to want to try and side with Wolves here, I would want to combine it with like an under 3.5. That will give you a plus price, but nothing here for me. It's a pass.
Okay, what about for you? Oh, you had 7 picks. Is this one of them? Obviously, it's only 6 now that there's no Aston Villa, Mark.
No, this is one of the games I'm leaving alone, Flash. Don't like the look of it at all. Black Country derby, so you would expect the fans to take a lot of, make it very important for them, but I'm not sure how fired up the players will be. Wolves have looked very dodgy since the injury to Raul Jimenez, not taking enough chances in attack, and the league position is looking pretty perilous for them. I was surprised to see that they don't have any money to spend in January either. It suggests that they're not being quite as ambitious as we thought they might be when they were promoted to the top flight. Looks like they're cruising for a mid-table finish. Probably leaning towards Wolves, but not at those odds. So I'm passing this one.
Yeah, is this a typical Sam game where it's just all about the unders? Is it all about, I might get a 1-0 win and I'll be a hero even though I take you down?
Yeah, it doesn't look like being a high-scoring game. West Brom's defence has been shocking in recent weeks. But having said that, Wolves just haven't had any cutting edge since that injury to Jimenez. So they might not be able to exploit those defensive weaknesses. And it could be a pretty tight, drab game. You don't really see many high-scoring games involving Wolves. So I'm not rushing to watch it.
Okay, 50 of you watching, 12 thumbs up. That's under 25% of you. Can you please press that thumbs up? Because YouTube like that. YouTube then say, oh, people like this video. We'll spread the word. Otherwise, they're like, oh, people don't like this video. So you just go on the, get relegated to like League 3. Next game I really like for some reason. Leeds plus 100, Martin. Draw plus 280. And Brighton at plus 260. I like Leeds here, especially after Brighton got a chase in yesterday for 90 minutes against Man City. I think Leeds will pass through them, and I've got a nice value bet here.
Yeah, I would also be leaning towards Leeds on the outrights. Obviously, they had that dodgy game against Crawley in the FA Cup, but they rested a few players for that. I think we'll see a much different Leeds United team at the weekend. We know exactly what Leeds are about. They're not going to adapt their play for the rest of the season. They're going to be really gung ho in attack. They're going to leave gaps in defence. They're going to score plenty of goals, and they're going to concede. Brighton are pretty similar, I feel. They used to be very solid at the back, but a completely different philosophy under Graham Potter. And both teams to score has paid off in more Brighton games than any other team so far this season. Neither side keeps that many clean sheets. Brighton have only kept 3 clean sheets in 18 games so far. I'm pretty sure they're going to concede in this one. I can see Leeds scoring twice, but I do think Leeds will let at least one in too. So it's the old Alex classic for me. Both teams to score and over 2.5 goals.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like there's going to be plenty of goals. The big thing for me is I think that Brighton are always more comfortable when balls get pinged into their box because they have them centre halves and they have their fullbacks tucked in and they can go and clear the ball. What they don't do so well is when teams pass through them at pace. And the one thing that Leeds do is they pass through you at pace. I think Leeds could have a field day here, Matt.
Yes, I'm right there with you. The extra couple days of rest, Brighton coming off of a tough match against City here. I would be, it's interesting that Leeds, this is the same price that when Leeds completely walked over West Brom 5-0 just a few weeks ago. It's the same exact price. I think that Brighton will be a little bit tougher than that, but it would be Leeds or pass here for me. I think that they get the full 3 points here and like a kind of like what Martin touches on, it 2-1, 2-0, maybe 3-0, something like that. I mean, it's Alex Classic's definitely in play though.
So I thought it could be like a 4-1, 4-2. I'd go with Leeds team total over the 1.5. But I've actually gone with Leeds -1 on the Asian handicap. So if I just win the game, I'll get my money back. But plus 190. Listen, I'm going value. I'm not looking for anything other than repair and put a bandage on this open cut. And when I say open cut, stitches wouldn't even close it at the moment. So I've gone with Leeds -1 on the Asian handicap at plus 190. Now, if there was ever an unders game or a game that you want to be really wary of, it's this one. It's in East London and it's West Ham -110, Matt. Draw plus 265 and Burnley at plus 350. No one's scoring many goals against Burnley. If they get beat, it's by the odd goal. And if there is goals, they're under 2.5.
You hit it right on the nail, Flash. I mean, I have written down Burnley plus 3/4 of a goal at minus 115.
So what happens there if they lose? You lose?
If they lose by one, I would lose half my stake. So kind of like what we touch on, they rarely get beat by more than one goal. So if worse comes to worse and I lose 1-0 or 2-1, I would lose half my stake. That's kind of where I'm interested in here, because Burnley have won the last three against West Ham. They know how to play against this team. Yes, it's a different, more attacking West Ham for sure right now than it was in the past. And this line is now at West Ham minus 130. It is pretty shocking, actually. I couldn't bet West Ham minus 130 with your money, Flash. It's just one of those. I mean, the aggregate is 6-0. 6-0 the last three meetings between these two. So I would like to think that Burnley keeps it close here. I would be leaning at plus 3/4 of a goal here on the Asian line. I think that would be where I would want to have my money. But again, it's really tight margins here in this one.
Well, I'm going to add this to my official list, because obviously I've got Aston Villa at plus 300, but now that game has been called off due to the pandemic. So I'm actually going to go and play this game. I was going to play it. I was so close to playing it because of the value, but I'm going West Ham Burnley draw, Martin, at plus 265.
Interesting. I'm going for West Ham to win it. I think they've been underestimated throughout the entire season so far. I think David Moyes has done a cracking job there, coming off a 1-0 win against a very strong Everton team. Phenomenal to keep a clean sheet against Everton, who very rarely fail to score. I actually think they're a lot tougher at the back than they have been in a decade.
Well, I've got it down as a 0-0, to be honest. I think this could easily be a 0-0, and draw at the halftime looks absolute stonewall.
But I think he's got a clear idea of what he wants to do there. He's shipping out a load of underperforming players. They just sold Haller to Ajax. He's got Antonio back up front. I think it's going to be a tight game, but Antonio's got the quality to unlock this Burnley defence. And I think he's got good players supporting him. You know, there's Fornals, there's Yarmolenko, there's Jared Bowen, there's Saeed Benrahma, Declan Rice is anchor in the midfield. Both defences look pretty strong right now, and I just think West Ham have got a bit more quality up front. They're the home team, and I'm siding with them.
Okay, well, I think it'll be unders as well. So, I mean, you've got plenty of ways to look at this game. Half-time draw, unders, if you want to go with maybe even West Ham, win to 0. But I'm going with a draw at plus 265, and I will put that on the official thing at the end. Now, West London derby. Martin, Fulham plus 625, draw plus 375, and Chelsea at minus 200. If we look at these two sides and we say one's a giant and one's a newcomer, then we go to last night and we look at Fulham going to Spurs. Spurs are not scoring millions of goals, and they get done for not scoring that second goal. But do we see Chelsea team total over 1.5?
Yeah, I do. Fulham have been very, very strong in recent weeks. 5 draws in a row since that defeat to Man City back in early December, and they held Liverpool in that time as well. So they're no mugs. He's really toughened them up.
And the mighty Saints.
And the mighty Saints, even with the mighty Saints, Fulham go marching on. But having said that, this is a must-win game for Chelsea. Lampard's in trouble. You know, they've lost 3 of their last 5 games. They've slipped down to 9th in the table. They spent a lot of money in the summer, and Roman Abramovich is going to demand a return on his investment. They've got to start winning soon, or he's going to be in real trouble. So I think he's going to have his team fired up for this one. If you just compare the quality in the two squads, they're worlds apart. One is a giant and one is a minnow that didn't strengthen in the summer after coming up from the Championship. This is a game that Chelsea really, really should be winning. I don't think it's going to be a particularly high scoring one, so I think I've gone Chelsea in under 4.5 goals.
Yeah, well, it's one of those, because if they get their head of steam up, they might just close up shop, and then you'll get your under 4.5 because they need the W, Matt. They're desperado for 3 points.
I mean, I agree with everything that Martin just said. I mean, they have to grab this. They've got to grab all 3 here. This Fulham has looked better. There's a little bit of time off factor here. Chelsea are a little bit more rested. We know that Chelsea have struggled recently, so I think some of this time off should help them, you would like to think. I mean, yeah, Fulham just coming off the hard-fought 1-1. I have Chelsea in over 1.5 written down, so I think it's somewhere in that 1.5 to 4.5. But yeah, I think that Chelsea could be included in a parlay. Really, I believe that they should get the 3 points here.
I have a problem with that because I look at this pitch and they try and make it tight and it's always close in. And I'm wondering if Fulham just make sure they don't come out their holes at the back. Again, this is a very, very tight game. I like the unders in the game, to be honest. I think that they'll try and keep it tight. And also, I think you've got to watch Chelsea for the next couple of weeks because undoubted talent, but square pegs in round holes for me. And obviously, they're not keeping clean sheets either. So, yeah, just be careful with that game. I mean, Fulham at plus 625. I don't know if they're going to win the game, but they may well get something out of it. Now, cracking game this. Leicester minus 110. Draw plus 285. And Southampton at plus 350, Matt. The Mighty Saints are plus 350. They've just beaten Liverpool. They've kept 3 clean sheets. Man City only beat them 1-0, although Man City seem to beat everyone only 1-0 nowadays. But Leicester may be without Vardy and Maddison.
Yeah, that's a real concern here. I would be all over the Mighty Saints here. I don't understand this price. When you kind of look back and you remember the 9-0 loss that they suffered to the Foxes just last season. 10 minutes,
though. And also I was on Leicester minus 1.5 in that game, so I was quite happy.
That's fair, but it's a new day. And I believe that Southampton will remember that defeat. I just don't see Southampton getting beat here. So this is kind of one of those where I have written down, because I'm expecting Vardy and Maddison to play, both teams to score here at minus 135. But I'm really not interested in that. The more that you mentioned that here, I would much rather be on Southampton double chance here. That looks really, really strong. I don't see them getting beat. I see them scoring a goal, and I think that their defense is stronger than the Foxes. So I'm going to switch my pick. Southampton double chance here is where I'm going to go.
Okay, have you got a price for that? Do you know what it is?
I'll pull it up here in a second.
Okay, well, I've gone Southampton. Draw no bet at plus 200. I can say, listen, there's worse teams that have gone to Leicester and got a result. If there's no Vardy, there's no Maddison. And also, if they are playing, I still see that maybe man for man, matched up, I see that Southampton can more than match them, Martin.
I'm going against you both, I'm afraid. I'm going for the Leicester win. I think they're another team that's been pretty underrated so far this season. If you look at the table, they're flying high. The fourth one, 10 out of 17. They'll be at the King Power. Yeah, I think they've got a lot of quality going forward. I think they're, for me, they're vastly superior to Southampton in midfield. I know James Ward-Prowse is good from dead ball situations, but Yuri Tielemans and James Maddison for me all the way. I will caveat it by saying if Vardy's out, I'm going to cancel my bet, definitely, because they don't look the same team without him in the starting 11. If he's out, I'm not interested in this game at all. But if he's playing, if he's pulling those Southampton defenders all over the place, I'm going for the Leicester win.
Okay, let's hope that Vardy is out, because we're already on at draw no bet plus 200. Now, this we're going to leave out the Aston Villa game, but it was obviously plus 200. Then it went to plus 300, and I jumped all over it. And I thought Villa are the most underrated side. I have been so impressed with them. Win, lose or draw, they have got a proper squad now. They are playing with power, pace. Grealish is pulling strings, but alongside him, they seem to have every single piece of the jigsaw. Now, and also Craig Shakespeare's now gone in there. Craig Shakespeare was the number 2 at Leicester when Leicester won the Premier League. He knows exactly how to suck a team in, let the other team have it, and then when we have it, we will create chances. So listen, keep Villa. I'm definitely going to keep Villa on my favoured side. Let's move on. Sheffield United got their first victory midweek, 1-0 unders against Newcastle. Surprise, surprise. They're at plus 650. Draw plus 300. And Spurs minus 190. What do we get from Spurs, Martin? Because they don't go and roll teams over, but they very seldom get beat.
No, they're a difficult one, aren't they? Because they were so free-flowing and exciting to watch in the opening stages of the season. They drew 3-3 with West Ham, and then they shut up shop. Ever since then, they've been really defensive. They've been trying to grind out wins. And they've dropped quite a lot of points along the way. I did think they were reasonably unlucky last night. If Kane and Son had been finishing properly, they would have won that game. But it's still a damaging result for them. And this is a difficult game as well. Like Burnley, Sheffield United only ever get beat by a single goal. When they do, they'll have the wind in their sails after finally picking up their first win of the season against Newcastle. It's been coming, really. They've been playing pretty well and not really getting the results they deserve. Maybe that'll inspire them to go on a bit of a run. Maybe if you could get Sheffield United plus a goal, that might be interesting. I still think Spurs have got to go and win this one. I'm a bit concerned about the result they had last night, but yeah, Spurs probably to win, but only by a single goal for me. So if you can get decent odds on Sheffield United plus a goal, then maybe go for that. But I'm not really that interested in this game.
What about, if that's the way you want to go and people think that there might be the value then, is Spurs Spurs -1 the tie. So basically you're saying Spurs to win the game by 1 goal. And normally that's around plus 275, plus 300.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Martin's got Spurs to win by 1 goal. It's a lot better than the -190 that's probably going to touch -200 as we get closer to the weekend.
Yes. Yeah, I expect the public to really storm in here, and they're going to take a look at Sheffield's record and probably push this one to Spurs -250 or something like that. But I'm really interested here in this match, and I'm interested in the unders. Under 2.5 here, -115. I think that you guys touched on some good things. I would be shocked to see Sheffield lose by a margin here. Sheffield United. And it's one of those for me that it's every match recently over the last month. It's Spurs. They go up early and they shut up shop, and they just do not continue to attack. And it's, they have, and Martin mentioned it. I mean, they were a little bit unlucky. I mean, Son, Kane, they had their chances, but I can see this one being 0-0 for quite some time. I think that Chris Wilder will go into this with a nice defensive shape. Let's stay in this match for as long as we possibly can. And that leads to unders, under 2.5. This is probably my favorite bet thus far of the card.
Okay, under 2.5. And that's not going to be massive value, though, or massive odds?
It's -115. It's not a score.
Bad, is it? That's not bad. A score. I mean, maybe both teams to score no would be up there as well. I just think Sheffield United are going to have a go, and it's probably a game that you're better off. Listen, Tottenham are far superior in the quality, but it's just one of those. I can see them breaking, picking it off a little 1-2, and Son's away, and okay. But it's a game maybe. Listen, if you want to go with Tottenham to win and they win by just a 1 goal, then I can't put you off. -1 Tottenham the tie around past 300. Now the biggest game, not just of this week, probably of the season, of any season, is always at Anfield, and it's Liverpool +100, draw +300, and Man United at +265. Matt, you're the Liverpool fan. Liverpool struggling to create. And I mean properly create, because more and more teams now are sitting back and saying, go on then, break us down. And they've been found wanting.
They've been really struggling. I mean, they even struggled in the first half of the FA Cup match against the U18s of Aston Villa to create and finish off chances. And they played a relatively strong lineup there. The Liverpool have more rest. I mean, you can find a couple different angles for both of these sides. First, Liverpool are at home. Do Liverpool ever get beat at home? Not very often. It just doesn't happen under Jurgen Klopp. But then you flip it over on the other side here, and there's been no better road side in this league than Manchester United. I believe that they've scored a goal in every single road match this season. They're flying right now. There's still some issues with them, but when you break this one down and you look at the eye test as well, Liverpool struggling to create chances, will probably dominate most of the possession here. But where are they going to struggle is on the break, and Manchester United have pace galore here. This is a bad matchup for Liverpool right now with no Virgil van Dijk. It just is. I don't know if Matip will be there. He's got a race to be it's one of those that's really hard to call. It's kind of a lineup checker between these two, and I don't expect the prices to move too much here. But when I look at this game and I look at how it sets up, I fear for Liverpool here. I really do. And I've gone with the big price here. I've gone with let's get me back into some better numbers here.
Is this going to be an official play?
Yeah.
Is this an official play?
This is an official play. Yeah, I'm going to play it. And then just one more thing, though, is between these two, I looked at the history here. Only 2 of 11 of the last 11 have gone over 2.5 goals. It's normally tight. It's normally cagey. I don't expect it here, though. I really don't. I think that we could go against the grain on that with no defense, with no proper center half in defense for Liverpool. And we know that United's defense is still at sometimes vulnerable. Yeah, I've gone with both teams to score here and Manchester United to get the dub and actually and take all 3 points here at plus 500. I think that it's just kind of a price thing. I would price this at more like a plus 350. And 500 is just a little bit too big for me. I think that United might actually be able to buck the trend here at Anfield.
Look at Matt going for plus 500, Mark. I've got this down as being a draw. I think it's the safest way of playing it. I think it will be tight and cagey. I've just got to go with the draw, though, Martin, because around plus 300, I think I got plus 275. I just can't see either of these two wanting to leave the back door open and then be playing catch up in the game.
Well, we can complete the set then, because I'm going for Liverpool to win at home in this game. I think a lot does depend on whether Joel Matip's going to be fit. It really didn't work having Fabinho and Jordan Henderson as a centre-back pairing in the last game against Southampton. I thought they looked lightweight in midfield without that duo and still liable to concede anyway. So if Matip comes back and they put him alongside Reece Williams or something like that, I still think Henderson's got to go back into midfield for this game. I think he'll have watched that Southampton match and realised it didn't work. He'll put
he should have done that after 20 minutes,
Should have done. But he'll put one of the younger ones in alongside Fabinho at the back, I reckon. Then you've got Trent Alexander-Arnold going down the right, who can cause all sorts of... Man United are terrible down the left. It was a year ago that Liverpool beat Man United 2-0, and that was the result that really gave them confidence in their ability to go on and win the title. Finished 33 points clear of them. That was a really symbolic victory, and I think they're going to be really fired up for this game as well. We've seen Liverpool really come and turn it on in big games in recent years. I remember when they beat Leicester 4-0 last season in a huge game and just absolutely wiped the floor with them. If they get going, they've had more rest. If Salah, Firmino and Mane play to the best of their ability, I think they can cause all sorts of problems for this Man United defence. So I'm going for the home win.
Okay, just to give no green light to Booby Hooper. He's gone with United and Southampton, both double chance. Leeds to score 2 or more and City win to 0 at 10-1. Listen, I love the 10-1 bit, but I just fancy Palace might score, to be honest. I can't go against Palace. Have got great memories of playing at the Etihad. They've won there. They score goals there. Just be careful. And you asked how you get to Costa Rica from Ireland. You swim. You put them armbands on. Make sure there's plenty of air in them, though. And then you swim. It's all downhill. Okay? Enjoy. Okay, let's move on. So you've gone with Liverpool, Martin. You've gone with Man United and both teams to score. And I'm going to sit on the fence and just take the draw.
Maybe just pass this one, guys. We can't work it out. We can't make up our minds.
No. I'm going with a draw because obviously you two can't split them. So I'm going for the sensible one of the draw.
I think it's a lineup checker. I think that the most sensible play, the way from obviously mine is going for the biggest price and going for the plus 500, but I still think the most sensible way to attack it right now is probably double chance with United. I don't see them getting beat.
And maybe
there again, when do you see Liverpool at plus 100 at home?
Exactly, but this is one of those where last season Liverpool were around minus 180 against United at home. Yeah, so many things have changed since then. That's the thing. There was no Bruno Fernandes then. There was Virgil van Dijk. The price is adjusted accordingly. The books know what they're doing here.
Rude boy, I'm not ignoring you. I've just got a show to present. So stop chewing my ears off and being like me in my ears, all right? Enjoy. Type. be nice to some new people. And if you are new, then come in and say hello, because they're a great bunch. There's 94 of you watching, 32 thumbs up. That's 62 of you. No thumbs up. Can you please see the thumb? It's blue. On yours, it'll be grey. If you haven't pressed it, please press it, and it will go blue, and it will show a little bit of appreciation to both Matt and Martin and myself, because it's an early morning here in Costa Rica, so I've had to get up early just to do this show for you. Okay, let's move on to the last game. Oh, no, it's not the last game. Man City, minus 550, draw plus 750, and Palace a massive 2,200. Are you sure? Martin, how can this team be plus 2,200 when they go to Anfield, cause problems? They go to Old Trafford and they win or cause problems. They won here last year 3-2, I think it was. Palace at plus 2,200. Somebody somewhere will have a shekel on the plus 2,200, but both teams to score, Alex Classic, or even Palace plus 1.5.
Yeah, I think the bookies just want to lure a load of people in to bet on Crystal Palace in this game. They have got a very good record against Man City, and they've beaten some big teams in recent years. We know they can do it on their day, but I just think Man City are looking very, very strong right now. Been so impressed with them in recent weeks. They've adapted their play completely, and they're all just about grinding out these low-scoring victories, keeping things very tight at the back. They can't stop keeping clean sheets right now. I think they'll I don't know, Flash, for me, they'll dominate possession. I can't see Zaha getting on the ball all that much in this game. I think they'll cruise to another low scoring victory, but I don't really like the odds of minus 550, so I'm not going for it. If I was, maybe I'd be looking at Man City to win 0 because they keep on doing it.
Yeah, but listen, by more luck than judgment yesterday, obviously, I had -2. They should have scored 5. I mean, Bernardo Silva misses, he hits the bar. Raheem Sterling comes on. But they're playing with no number 9. The ball's flashing across the face of goal, and there's no one to side foot it in. Jesus came on and played left back and gave the ball away every single time he touched it. For me, yes, they're far superior, but both teams to score. Listen, Man City to win and both teams to score is at plus 195. That seems like there's value in a Palace goal. That's all I'm saying. Matt, do you see Palace scoring?
This one is so tough because Man City have the best defense in the league. They've just been able to control matches however they so choose, really. Even with playing with no striker. I mean, they just pass the ball around everyone. I don't expect Palace to get much of a sniff here. And if it is, it's going to be a looping ball over the top to Zaha or Eze or something like that. And yeah, I mean, I always think that, Palace has a goal in them. I think that they might have a goal in them today. I kind of like both teams to score against Arsenal today. But yeah, this is one that I've completely passed. I would, if I had to take it, I would probably be on City win 0.
Okay, well, welcome to Alex Classic. It looks like he's subscribed and come into the chat and say hello. He's recovering after surgery. He's having a new nose put in, so hopefully that will suit the rest of his face. Okay, welcome, and hope you're getting better, mate. You know that, and I'll probably speak to you later because you'll be demanding something from me. Now, the last game is Arsenal minus 220. How can you trust this side? Draw plus 380. And Newcastle at plus 800. Okay, let's rewind. Just a week. It was 0-0. It was 0-0. So how are they plus minus 220, Martin? Arsenal, can you trust them? Yes, they've gone away and got a couple of decent results. But it was 0-0 with a weakened Newcastle side. So how are they now minus 220?
Yeah, but it was also a weakened Arsenal side, Flash. They left Emil
But
Smith.
the weakened Arsenal side's been doing better than the strong one on paper.
Well, what I'm saying is that what was previously known as the weakened Arsenal side is now the Arsenal A team. And that's because it involves Emil Smith-Rowe and Bukayo Saka. And they were on the bench in that game. They started with Willian, which is just the worst idea you could ever have. Take Willian off the pitch. And then as soon as they put on Smith-Rowe and Saka, Arsenal were in the ascendancy, got the better of Newcastle in extra time, won the game 2-0. And Newcastle have just gone and lost to Sheffield United. Sheffield United had 2 points from their previous 17 games. Sheffield United are the worst team in the Premier League at the moment. Steve Bruce should be in real trouble. He's looking over his shoulder right now. they're in disarray for me. Arsenal, okay, one of them was in extra time, but they've won 4 games on the bounce now. They're picking up a bit of momentum. Gabriel Martinelli wasn't badly injured after going down in the warm-up in the last game, so I expect him, Bukayo Saka, and Emil Smith-Rowe to play behind Lacazette in this game, and they'll create plenty of chances. I think they'll put 1 or 2 of them away, and I can't see Newcastle offering too much going forwards because they've just been dreadful in recent weeks. So a low-scoring Arsenal victory for me in this one.
Okay, that's your Arsenal hat on. Can you go near Arsenal here, Matt?
I think you can. Newcastle have been very, very poor here. This is one for me that I'm looking right now at it. Arsenal and under 4.5 is currently at -140. I also like Arsenal win to 0. I think
what price is that? That's what I wrote down. What is that?
What win to 0 is at +130 right now. So 2.3. That's where I think the value is here. I think both teams to score no. That's around 1.75-ish. That's where I'm looking here. Newcastle really struggle to score the football right now. They just, who they've missed, guys, it's Alan St. Maximum. The guy is maybe one of the most valuable players to his team than anyone else is to any other team in this league. I mean, he's really been the difference. Their starting 11s look so poor. They've been a good team to bet against right when you see the lineups come out. There's no attacking quality really at all. And for that reason, I had both teams to score no. It was at the same price, -130 as Sheffield Newcastle. And that one was a rocking chair winner. So that's kind of where I would go here. I believe that Arsenal should have too much for them.
Okay, well, Barca man's gone with Arsenal and under 2.5 at 3.55. Barca, unless I'm like a bit green behind the ears, Arsenal to win and under 2.5. That's Arsenal win to 0. So how are you getting +255 and I'm only getting +130? I don't understand that. That's crazy. That's not right, Barca. You're giving me false information, man. False information. I think you've talked me into it because I don't see both teams scoring. So I may go with Arsenal win to 0 at +130. I will be. I don't know about that. Anyway, listen. 43 thumbs up, over 104. Like 42.4% thumbs up. What's going on? I need thumbs up. Alex, have you put the thumbs up? Come on. You got to enjoy it. Picks, please.
My thumb up, Flash. I don't know if I've put mine up. Here we go. 43.
Yeah, it was already 43. Here we go. Martin's picks. Could be here for an hour with these. Leeds, Alex, classic. Both teams to score over 2.5 goals at -120. West Ham win at -109. God, that's a draw. Chelsea and under 4.5 goals, -125. Jesus, we are throwing the dice here. Leicester, -110 against the mighty Saints. Villa's called off. Liverpool to win at -108. I've actually got you +100 there, by the way. And Arsenal to win and under 4.5 goals at -135.
I think that's improved as well. That's about -120 now with some books. So
okay, -120. I'll give you that. No problem. Sheffield United and under. So Sheffield United under 2.5 goals in the game at -115. Looks like a good way to go. Leicester, both teams to score at -130. Matt, anything to add on that? It was like some Man United, both teams to score at +500, wasn't it?
Yeah, that one. And then I switched. I mean, it's the Southampton and Leicester match is all dependent on Vardy and Maddison. If those two play, I'll probably be having both teams to score like what it is on the screen. But if they're not playing, I saw that Southampton double chances at +100, and that's kind of where I stand at the moment. So
okay, so Southampton double chance is +100. Okay, and obviously Manchester United to win and both teams to score at +500. Now mine obviously put a line through Villa, but I was all over them, and I will be all over them in the coming weeks. Southampton draw no bet at +200. Liverpool draw at +285. Leeds -1 on the Asian handicap +190. I think that's a free bet. I think Leeds win the game. If they only win by 1, I get my money back. So it's a free hit. And then I've added 2. West Ham Burnley draw at +265. And I'm going to go with Arsenal win to 0 at plus 130. No banker. If I was going for a banker, I'd probably go with Leeds -1 on the Asian handicap because I see it as a free bet. In fact, I am. I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna go with Leeds -1 on the Asian handicap at plus 190. Gentlemen, I need a 2-team parlay. We need to really start eating into this, but obviously Rome weren't built in a day. We've got plenty of weeks to go, Martin. Who are you putting forward for your 2-team parlay?
I mean, the ones I like the most are Arsenal and under 4.5 goals because you say I'm an Arsenal fan, so maybe.
Well, I'm not saying it. You are.
Yeah, but I'm saying maybe you'll say that that's my reason.
No. I see it being a 1-0,
2-0. I'm more opposing Newcastle than even betting on Arsenal.
Yeah, that's where I've gone. I don't think they score.
And also, I do like Chelsea. I mean, Fulham are in good form. They're drawing a lot at the moment, but such a big game for them. Local rivals, vastly superior quality. I think Chelsea will go and win that in a low-scoring game as well. So, whatever you like the most, either Arsenal.
I like Arsenal. I think Arsenal at home and under 4.5. Matt?
I like what Martin's saying. I think Arsenal and Chelsea, Arsenal under 4.5 and Chelsea under 4.5, probably something like that.
What price is Chelsea to win an under 4.5?
-120, I think I got.
-120. And what was Arsenal? -125.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, go to Bovada. You get good odds there.
There you go. Go to Bovada now if you like this video, which obviously not many of you did because there's only 55 thumbs up. Please subscribe. Press the button and ring the bell. Ring the bell means that we'll notify you. You'll never miss any content again. Press the link in the description. It will take you over to the articles wrote by either Martin or Tan or Alex. And they also do parlays and they do individual bets over there. But there's also a massive weekend of NFL. So get yourself over there and see what the experts are writing. My Rams are playing away against the Packers. Come on, the Rams. I've been on them since week 3. Come on. And I've got the Chiefs on the other side of the fence as well. But go over. There is plenty.
To lose because of Stan Kroenke. I want him to lose. Let him lose. Sorry.
No, what are you talking about? Don't be saying that. I was chipping them up at like 22-1, even though I only got 20s. And the 2-team parlay is Arsenal to win and under 4.5 goals and Chelsea to win and under 4.5 goals. That's -125, -120. Stick them together and you're going to come out with around +200. Matt, Martin, come on, boys. We need to have a great week in the Premier League. Start eating into this, but slowly, catchy monkey. See you soon.
Thanks, guys.